What appealed to me about this book was that it seemed to be taking on a big challenge to become like a 20th century Middlemarch, telling a great personal story but embedding it in the life of a whole community all at the same time.
It's very significant that Winifred Holtby called it South Riding rather than Sarah Burton or Robert Kahn. She could easily have called it after one of the major characters, but it's really nice that she didn't. She calls it after an entire community, and what the story we've been trying to tell is about the entire community. What Andrew loved about the story he used as a starting point was a woman arrives into town and everything changes because of her.
Hey, Wes, hold tight.
There is such a thing as society and it's all interlinked. The 30s has got a lot of relevance to the period we're going through now. It's obviously a period of depression, and in this local community they're faced with the decision, what are we going to do? Are we going to batten down the hatches, or are we going to spend our way out of the depression with big public works?
We are in a slump, and I believe the way out of it is through investment in public works. I was merely waiting for the timing to be right.
You mean you've found a way to profit by it?
Mr. Astle, I hope you don't think I would ever do anything improper.
We're getting some people with these very positive ideas, some people saying cuts, cuts, cuts.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. We're in the middle of a depression. We shouldn't be building anything anywhere, not with the economy and the state it's in.
Britain was a very changing place. It was a very turbulent place, and it was about to get even more so.
I think you, Snaith, Drew, all your friends, you're nothing but a bunch of criminals.
No, you can't take that tone with me.
You get off my land before I throw you in the horse pond, you understand?
You've got it all wrong.
She's writing a snapshot, a panoramic snapshot of a community at a very particular time, when there is, in the opinion of her heroine, nothing over their shoulders to be nostalgic about.
I like playing strong, opinionated women.
This is 1934. The world's changing. The future is going to be very different, and it is our responsibility to prepare these girls to meet it.
Her view of what is possible is really what started to happen in the late 50s and early 60s.
She thinks she's a woman, she thinks she's a feminist, she thinks she's a modern woman.
We need modern facilities. They need workbenches with sinks and Bunsen burners so they can try things for themselves, not just sit and watch. I mean, this sends the girls a message that they're not valued.
Can I give you a bit of advice? Don't try to change everything at once.
It's a wonderful story about politics in small places, and she managed to tell that story crucially so through character, not through any kind of desire just to spread a political message.
South Riding is full of fabulous characters. Would you like a drink? Oh no, you're teetotal, aren't you? Chin chin.
The thing that's interesting about her treatment of character is that she creates flawed characters everywhere.
And we can have all this, and we got to! We will!
Mr. Huggins is a nice man. He wants to do well, but he's driven by intolerable lust.
Oh, that was terrible. That was very, very bad.
He's a victim of circumstances of which he's created himself, really.
Oh, Lord, I'm a miserable sinner. And I've led you into sin with me, Bessie.
He's a dog.
Snaith, who's a semi-villain in it, has a wonderful cat called Edgar. And I look forward to seeing who they cast as Edgar. Characters that I thought I wouldn't enjoy writing when I read the book, like Midge Khan. I just found I loved writing, and I thought, I am this mad little girl.
Hi, darling. Mummy's here.
I love Lydia, who's played by the most wonderful young actress.
A book of poems. How am I going to find time to read poems? Here, this is what I do now. All day, every day. Do you get it?
In Lydia, Sarah sees a child who's got bags and bags of potential and no opportunity.
Should we all give her a clap?
So what we end up telling is a story of how education can transform lives.
Thank you, Lydia.
Sarah herself is an enormously attractive character that we're all going to love.
It's rare that there is a love story in which nobody quite connects with anybody at the right time or the right place, and it makes it much more interesting and much more human storytelling.
Don't be scared of Robert Kahn. We're going to do great things here, Sarah. Sorry.
It's all right.
I think maybe he got himself into the friend zone a little bit too quickly. See, David Morris, he does the right thing.
Miss Burton! You remind me of a bad workman who blames his tools. Frankly, I can hardly believe me is.
He's a little bit more distant, a little bit like kind of treat him mean and keep him king kind of thing, and I just got lost being a friend.
Never let it be said us commie bastards don't know how to show a girl a good time.
People will relate to these people in the 1930s because they're just human beings dealing with situations.
There's so much you can relate to because it's all about human emotions. They never change.
You start to pick up people knowing the book as you go north from King's Cross.
It's literally on the train,
We
actually.
literally had one of the conductors on the train see the book. You know, a guy who obviously is based in Leeds, who said, "Oh, I'm glad they're doing that. They did that in the 70s."
I was born in Scarborough.
I was born 4 miles from where this story's set. I spent my childhood in those places.
It is a northern classic, it's known in the north, it should be known more, and of course had she lived longer and become more famous it would be better known.
I'm from Yorkshire, born in Bradford, so it's great to get a chance to play Yorkshire, although my mum says I do it very badly. It's just you try, but you can't do it anymore.
One of the things that's wonderful about television adaptations is it will send people back to the novel. People will be enriched by it.